What's up, everybody? So, just wanted to do a quick video. There's been a lot of people that took interest in my charts and my graphs and stuff that I've been using just to make conscious decisions when it comes to collecting, investing into Pokemon, and what my next move would be. And this isn't end all be all numbers. This isn't the key to the universe. I don't think that this is the only way that you should be looking at the hobby or anything like that. I'm just sharing a tool that I use that helps me make decisions based off what the market's doing, what people's emotions are doing, what the hype is doing, stuff like that. So, and I also want to say before I go any further, Sword and Shield numbers on the right here are out of date by 2 weeks. Okay, as of this video. Same thing with all these individual card numbers that I have, except for Erika's Invitation, the Greninja EX from Twilight Masquerade, and the 2 Shrouded Fable promo cards. Those are the only things that are up to date. Everything else is about 2 weeks old. Not crazy old, but still. So if we look here, these are general submission numbers, and I can see, from a bird's eye view overview of everything, that Twilight is grading pretty well, 60%. Shrouded Fable, not a lot of cards have been submitted for the general set, but they're coming back 63%. 151, screaming at 40.5%. Total submissions are coming back as PSA 10s. If you have a City in Flames, you're going to have a rough time. 34.3%. Paldea coming in at 39.6%. Paradox Rift, 51%. And Scarlet and Violet base set coming in at 41%. So I'm just using this as to get a general idea of how the sets are grading and in comparison to each other as well. And it's nice to have this graph and visual instead of going through PSA's website and just looking at numbers and trying to put that picture in your head. Here you get the actual visual and you can be like, okay, wow, comparing the sets generally as well. And here we have Sword and Shield, and as you can see, look, Celebrations coming in at 46.9. And then you can also make the argument, compared to the Sword and Shield era, the numbers don't lie. Here you can see the total submissions, Vivid Voltage coming in at 56%. So compare that to Twilight with 155. It's grading, what is that? 16, almost 20% lower than Vivid Voltage. You can compare a lot of these popular. So Brilliant Stars coming in at 55%. So you can see too, as the popularity, or I guess increases, the numbers typically go down, which that's just by nature. But here, look at Evolving Skies, 170,000 total submissions, and I'm going to kind of contradict myself here, but grading at 63%. So that's insanely good numbers. So we can see here that Evolving Skies, let's compare that to 151 that has similar numbers. I would say Evolving, it's 20,000 more total submissions. Look how much higher these numbers are from Evolving Skies to 151. So in my opinion, I would like to see a reprint on 151. I'm not sure if we're going to get that. I think it might be small. Who knows? Pokemon's going to Pokemon, but I want to see that number come up just because I do like 151. It's obviously a nostalgic set. Everybody loves it. It's very popular. We can see that from the submissions here. And even from an investor standpoint or a collector standpoint, whatever you want to say, it is popular. There's no debating that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is I've been keeping my eye on this Greninja from Twilight Masquerade, and I'll take you back here. This is absolutely insane what this Greninja is doing. Buy now prices on PSA 10s creeping up to $600, $580 here, $539, another $530, $550, $555. Some of these numbers are just absolutely insane. 800, 700. It just gets worse as I scroll down. But 949. These are absolutely insane numbers. And for a card that's generally grading pretty well, 65.92% out of total submissions for this PSA or for this Greninja coming back as PSA 10s. If you ask me, like I don't think that this card is worth that much money. I mean, I don't even like the card that much. I think it's a cool card, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's $300 cool, $500 cool, $600, $700, $800 cool. I just don't. That's just my personal opinion. Now, the hype behind this card versus the population is what's driving the price. So I am interested to see, like, with these upcoming sets with Surging Sparks, Stellar Crown, we have the Team Rocket set that was teased. We have so much that's up and coming. I am curious how this Greninja is going to hold up over time, and whether or not, like, you know, if they do like another reprint or whatever on Twilight, like whatever they end up doing. I am curious what this Greninja is going to do. Like, I do think there's going to be some type of correction here with the Greninja as we get the new sets and, you know, the hype shifts around. And we can even see here, like, so let's just compare two cards. Even the Greninja promo card, like, before I compare, this card sold for $305 on August 26th. That is insane. And these are going upwards of like $200-ish right now for PSA 10s. And we can even see here, like, there's 68 total, so it's still a very low population, but it's grading well. And the Kingdra is grading even better at 72% so far. I'm not saying these are end-all be-all numbers. I'm just saying you can use this as a tool. So, like, right now, it wouldn't be a bad invest. Like, I don't like Shrouded Fable, so just trigger warning for anybody who thinks it's a great set. In my opinion, I don't like it. I'm not investing in it. I got one box of Greninja. I got a box of the Kingdra, and I think I have a box of the King. I don't know if I do or not, but anyway, I'm not going heavy into this set. Like, I do like the Greninja. It's just crazy to me that this card's going for that much money. And even the Kingdra, like, these cards are grading very well, if you ask me. So you can go pick up a $30 box of Shrouded Fable, and you have a 72% chance, as of now, off these numbers, to get a PSA 10 Kingdra. And the numbers are, you know, 50-50, I'd say. Even for the Greninja, I'll even be conservative and say 50-50 on total submissions here for the Greninja. So now let's take this back a little bit and go back to Erika's invitation here from 151. Out of 6,000 total submissions, and compare these numbers to anything else you want, the Greninja, whatever, 28% of them have come back as PSA 10s. And that is the reason that I'm like looking at this card. And I can even take you to the auction prices on PSA's website. So this just sold on August 30th. $70 for a PSA 10. You can get this card that is not grading well at all whatsoever for $70. Now, yes, supply and demand, I get all of that. But I'm looking at this, in my opinion, right? I'm looking at this and I'm saying, well, there's a lot of hype behind the Greninja. You can buy into the FOMO. You can buy in. You're buying in high right now, right? In my opinion, that's not. If you think it's going to go to the moon, then yeah, of course. Like, no matter where your entry point is, you think it's going to the moon, you're not going to make a quote unquote bad investment. But Erika's invitation, right? I think this is a great buy all day. If the demand shifts whatsoever for this card could easily jump in price. And regardless, this is a great card to have for, if you can get it for $70. I mean, look at all the past sales here. These are all August sales. As low as $62 in some instances. $55. Like, this is a great card to be able to pick up that is grading so terribly. Like, look at these submissions, like 28% of them. There's 1,800 of these versus 1,200 of the Greninjas, and look at the price differences. So this is how I'm using this tool, and, you know, trying to incorporate some logic into what I'm doing in terms of, like, what cards I want to buy, what cards I don't want to buy. So obviously right now the Greninja is riding the hype train, let's just say. Like, everybody's riding the hype train. And then that also, in my opinion, is what's driving the Greninja promo to be the price that it's selling for. I mean, August 26th it sold for this. Like, there's other ones that are out there. You could probably get this for around $2 to $250 now. But still, I mean, for a promo card, like, that's crazy in my opinion. And it's the hype that's driving this. And if you don't think so, look at the Kingdras. Here's a PSA 10 for 122, 125, $50. These are all bids, but, you know, still. I don't know if we can get buy it now prices. I don't know if anyone has it for buy it now prices, but still, to my argument, the Kingdra's not selling for anywhere near what the Greninja's selling for. And the Kingdra, in my opinion, is a way better card than the Greninja promo. I like the Kingdra way better than I do the Greninja. So, you know, do with that opinion as you may. So I just wanted to make a quick video here. I'm not going to keep rambling on here. I'm going to update this sheet and like do some type of analysis every so often or whatever and share my thoughts. But this is what I'm looking at now. I am keeping my eye on 151. I would like to see another reprint. The Walmart restock did happen. I grabbed up some boxes, but I wasn't ready financially for them to drop that on us, so I only got like 4 or 5 boxes, but still, that is like, I would have loved to have grabbed like way more, but it is what it is. This is the other thing is, like, you know, think about this, right? The Greninja hype going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Would you rather buy this Greninja for at the top, at the all-time highs of whatever it's going for whenever you're watching this video, versus if you, let's just say $400 or $500? Imagine if you didn't buy that Greninja and you held on to your money and you're like, I'm just gonna wait, and then the 151 restock happens at Walmart and you can buy booster bundles at, what was it, $28, $29 out the door with taxes and everything like that. Now you're stocked up on 151. If you're an investor, you can flip that. I mean, they're already going for $43.90 on TCG Player. And we can even see like the small, they were going for $51.60. Technically, you can say you doubled your money. I'm not saying go scalp. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm just saying from thinking about it logically and not, this is why it's important to not like think with your emotions and think more rationally and not just always have that fear of missing out or this and that. Like, you're always, don't have FOMO, because you're always going to be able to buy 151. I mean, you can still get, I mean, obviously it's very expensive, but you can still get older sets. You can buy them. The opportunity will be there for a while. So this is why I'm just saying, relax. I'm trying to, you know, I get those feelings too, where I want to jump on stuff and I'm like, oh man, but it's important to just slow down, like just take it easy. And think about it that way. The 151 restock at Walmart just happened. Would you have rather picked up, you know, 10, 15, 20 boxes with the money you would have spent on the Greninja of 151? Or just one card with the Greninja? You're putting all your eggs into one basket, and this is why it's very dicey to involve in single cards as well, because you don't know how that card's going to do. I mean, if that Greninja tanks come November when Surging Sparks and everything comes out, like let's just say it dumps 20-30%, which is a normal correction, how are you going to feel? I mean, you can look back at this video or look back and be like, man, I remember I could have picked up 151, and 151 already appreciated almost double. I mean, you can't, if you go on Walmart's website right now, nobody's selling it for less than $40. So that is a no-brainer in my opinion. And you can agree or not agree with the scalping or whatever you want to call it. Listen, it is what it is, all right? You're not going to change what people do. You're not going to, there's people that buy tickets and sell them in front of the stadium for more money because there is no more tickets. So it is what it is. Does it suck? Yeah. I mean, whatever. You're not going to change anything. So just want to also say booster boxes seem to be always a safe investment. So look at, we have Twilight coming in at 133 and change, and even Paldea. There's people talking about Paldea now. I mean, look at this. What is it today? This is market price 137. Most recent sale was 133. I mean, let's look at this, right? Paldea, not grading well. Twilight, grading well. So make of that what you will. If you were to ask me what box I would buy into, I would think Paldea would be by the numbers, right? I guess the pull rates and everything like that. And also, it doesn't grade well. So for people that do want a pull card, and two, a card to grade well. So, but you can make that argument for Twilight too. You can say, oh, well, why wouldn't I buy Twilight since it's grading better? That is true. That is true. Like, yeah, Twilight would be a good buy because it is grading well. And at that point, you just have to take these numbers and say, like, what do I think the market, like, as an investment standpoint, right? Like, if you're looking to, like, resell it or something, where is the demand more? Is there more demand for Twilight, or is there more demand for Paldea? Now, I don't have the sales numbers from Pokemon. I couldn't tell you that. Like, that's more opinion based. Unless you're talking about, like, obviously, like, just general sets like 151 and Evolving Skies, stuff like that. So take it easy. Try to make, non-emotional decisions when you can. I will be picking up. I do want to pick up some more Twilight. And do I think 134 is a bad price for Twilight? No. I think that if you were to ask me, I do think this is going to climb a little bit. I don't know how much more. I don't think it's out of the question to see this climb a little bit more. I don't know where it's going to go. This is going to be an interesting time for Pokemon to basically, I'm really interested to see where everything's going to go with Stellar Crown coming, like with all the sets coming out. There is hype coming around with Surging Sparks. Like, we still haven't seen all the cards yet, which is crazy. And people, I mean, I'm taking pre-orders for it as well because people are so excited about it. I mean, Pokemon just, they know how to get everybody riled up. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video there. I'll go more in depth about other things later and make other videos. But if you like this, leave me a comment. Let me know. If there's something that you want to see, like in this chart, let me know. I'll keep track of it. And then I do have these charts on my website. So if you go to my website and then you want to look at the graphs, just because I don't have this sheet public or anything like that, but if you want to look at this graphs at least and like stay up to date with that, you can go to my website. I do have these graphs up there integrated with this, so you can just check that out there. But as of now, I'm just trying to clean this up a little bit visually and by page. But all right, guys, so until the next time, I'm going to keep updating this sheet, and then see you in the next video. Thanks for stopping by.